So we just had another weekend to test the newest addition to the Diablo franchise. Therefore, in this video I'll share my final thoughts on the game at its current state. One fresh fella mentioned this and I couldn't agree more to his statement.
To be honest, I think everyone wants this game to be the game. You know, the game you can't wait to play after work, before work, while you eat, while you sleep. I hate to be the one to tell you this, but I don't believe that game exists anymore.
We are all trying to find this game that doesn't exist anymore. Picture yourself as a kid, slice up some nostalgia, blend it together and you will get Diablo 2, or CS 1.6, or World of Warcraft, or any other you name it game that was special for you back then.
Let the carnage begin!
So, with the fourth installment of the game, the story starts in a cold, snowy area called Fractured Peaks, where the atmosphere is more than enough fitting for a dark Diablo game that everyone expects it to be. And I mean not just the graphics, but the music too. The ambient soundtrack of the game makes for a deeper and darker experience, and while I didn't level all characters to 25, I had fun exploring the open world of Sanctuary on the ones that I did. And yeah, don't ask me why, but one of them just had to be a necro. So the main questline, the cutscenes, the atmosphere, as I've mentioned, also the combat and even the open world that a lot of people have criticized feels kind of nice to me.
Nice.
With all that being said, let's move on to my next talking point, and that is of course the itemization. Myself, obviously coming from Diablo 2 side of things, I was one of the biggest skeptics of the item system that Diablo 4 offers, and after playing both early access and the open beta, I think I still prefer the Diablo 2 item system and open trading, even though it greatly increases botting potential. But after experiencing the item system in Diablo 4 firsthand, I can surely say it made me less of a skeptic than before. However, I think they could still improve it, and Kyle Doom has a great suggestion in this comment right here. Psst, this comment is taken from Cooley's channel. We have also yet to experience how the unique items will stack up, and remember, developers promised that uniques is where it's all at. They have also mentioned that they want to work out a system for set items and that they don't want them to be as powerful as they were in Diablo 3. The skill tree felt like a bush at first, like a seed that fell off Path of Exile's big tree, but then it kind of shaped itself into something bigger due to the interaction it provided to the legendary powers. Even on low levels we got to experience a lot of build variety that we could experiment with, and that is definitely a good thing. Or is it? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Let's now talk about my biggest concern in regards to the fourth installment of Diablo, and that is of course the dungeons and endgame replayability. And I'm okay to run dungeons for 10 or even 10,000 times. After all, that is similar to what we do in D2R. My biggest concern about the dungeons is not running them for X amount of times. I'm okay with the idea in general, I just hope that there are some different layouts and objectives to do inside them. I hope it doesn't get too repetitive and gets me bored within a week or two. Anyway, the devs have promised that this is just the tip of an iceberg when it comes to dungeon gameplay, and I hope they aren't making this up. Also today I've made a poll that you can vote on if you think monster scaling is a good or bad thing. I'm kind of split down the middle myself on this one, but I think overall it's towards the positive. And while this here comment has a point to it, the other side of this argument could be that people will be enticed to form clans or at least groups and do this sort of content together. Additionally, on the open world side of things, we got strongholds, side quests and cellars to clear. We can also gather different crafting materials, and there are huge possibilities to expand on if Blizz just puts in the right amount of work. Speaking of expansions, they did mention that the game is a live service and they plan to support it for years to come. They have also promised that the paid stuff and the battle passes will be cosmetic only and will not include any pay-to-win elements in any shape or form.
Your mewling has no power here.
So to summarize how I feel about D4, I'm alright with where the game is going and with a few things here and there that I'm not necessarily a big fan of. I like the game and I feel that we actually wanted to succeed. Overall, I rate it with an 8.5 out of 10, and although I might be a bit biased since Diablo is my favorite ARPG of all time, I still very much liked the experience.
Tornado and Hurricane like in good old Diablo 2. Hurricane sucks. Has a 20-second cooldown and it lasts for 8 seconds. I'm not kidding you. When I first unlocked Hurricane and I summoned it, it was hitting the monsters around me for 17 damage.
Oh, what a piece of shit. Look at his face. Bro, where is it? Look at his face. Most optimistic druid. Oh my god.